Hi, this is DH Dunn, and welcome to Insurmoutable. Probably the most appropriate game ever made for me. Like, my one of my sons pointed this game out to me the other day, and basically was like, Dad, this game was made for you. And yeah, absolutely. Like, even more than at first glance, as I'll show you in a minute. So, I mean, obviously with Fractured Everest being such a huge part of my catalog, I'm super excited to play this game. I'm a mountain climbing nut in general, and Everest nut in particular. This is not Everest here, but this is evocative of Everest with the snow coming off the plume. And let's get into it. I'm very excited. I don't know a lot. I know it is a turn-based roguelike. And so turn-based is great because my reflexes are not great. Roguelike generally means that you're going to die a lot, but that death generally will give you some sort of progression. We'll see how that works. You do see continue here. I've just played just enough to make sure that the potato PC would run it, and it is running it fine thus far. Maybe the the video card fan sounds like it might take off here any minute, but I think we're going to be okay. So let's get into it. So one of the great things about it is that you can basically play Nima. Like, her hair is a bit too long, but that's a pretty strong Nima. That's better than some of the Nimas in games where I've had to create a character. So we're definitely going here. So you could be adventurer, scientist, or journalist. Now, what is also cool is that both Nima and Drew, I think, fit the category of adventurers, each in their own way. Nima has more of an adventurous spirit than Drew, although Nima's motivations for initially being on Everest are not as adventurous as Drew's. But Nima's always about, what's on top of the mountain, what's over the next hill. Always wants to see a new thing. But one of the other characters in Under Everest is Wanda, who is a scientist. So it's pretty cool that 2 out of 3 of these line up with at least Fractured Everest character occupations. Now, it also looks to me like all 3 of your available character options are female. I think this is female. I could be misinterpreting this here. There's not a lot of gender being pushed out of these, which is fine. But it's just interesting. So I think we're going to go here with Adventure. As a dyed-in-the-wool adventurer, you are always on the lookout for the next big challenge. That's definitely Nima. So that special abilities here, I know what none of this means. Reduced time cost and additional body temperature gain when moving. That's great. Sounds great anyway. 35% time cost on all terrain. That's a minus. Plus 2 body temperature per hour when moving for 3 hours. Cooldown 24 hours. And let's see, she has a tint, 3 uses, climbing gloves, and some food. So that's great. Let's choose her. Alright. You've dived down into the briny depths of oceans in search of lost treasure, researched long extinct cultures in the deepest rainforests, and unearthed ancient ruins in endless deserts. I have not read this before. If you read all 7 Everest books, this actually is all true. Nima does all of these things. No adventure was ever big enough for you, and nothing ever got in your way. Now a new challenge awaits you. A remote island. Like in the Unseen Key. Long concealed behind a blanket of fog. Like in the Unseen Key. This is crazy. A mountain range of which there is no record, and peaks that tower into the heavens, just waiting to be scaled. This is the stuff of adventurers' dreams, and your chance to get your name into the history books. Let's start. Okay, so our difficulties. These 2 are locked. So we're on normal. Can you make it to the top? Standard difficulty. Challenging but doable. Okay. So this here, by the way, this looks like a Canadian mountain perhaps. This looks much more Himalayan. And then this looks South American to me. Which these are not as tall as the Himalayan mountains, but they are incredibly challenging to climb. Okay, confirmed difficulty. Attention, this cannot be changed. Yes, well, we only had one choice. Okay, we can only do Mountain 1. Scale the first summit, but remember, you won't have bested the mountain until you are safely back at base camp. Now, this is great too. Oh, guys, you're just gonna have so much mountain crap for me. It's gonna drive you crazy. The book that got me into mountaineering is a book called No Shortcuts to the Top by Ed Viesturs. I highly recommend it. And one of the things he says is his rule of climbing mountains is that getting to the top is optional, getting down is mandatory. So that's right here. You want to best of the mountain until you're safely back at base camp. Until then, the mountain owns you. Alright, so we've got 3 routes to pick. Route 1 has firm snow, but a blizzard. Route 2 has stable ice, but eerie surroundings. Route 3 has sturdy rock, but severe storms. I mean, I'm all about eerie surroundings. Here, this could be a Yeti. That would be amazing. So let's see, minus 0.15 sanity per hour. This is lower cost to move on ice, lower time to move on ice. All right, we'll choose this one. Route 2. Mountain 1, Route 2. As you stand at the base of the summit of the mountain, looking up, I'm going to reread that. As you stand at the base of the mountain, looking up at the summit, you sense that adventure awaits. This island is shrouded in mystery. Why couldn't it be found on a map for all these years? Are the rumors about a group of unknown occupiers true? And who are the people that live here? As much as you would like to know, your most burning desire is to be the first to scale the summit. That's why you're here, risking your life. Okay, we got 283 experience points for clicking, so that's great. Now, there was a tutorial the first time I clicked through that explained some things. Maybe I should bring that back up. Let's see. We'll look quickly. Don't see that. So, maybe in the help. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's see. Hold the middle mouse button and move the mouse to rotate the camera. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Click with the left mouse button on a valid tile to add a marker to which the character should move. Another click on the goal starts the movement. With the right click, you remove the last marker set, or the entire path following one marker was set. Okay, that's good. So we've got stone terrain. Energy and time costs for moving and climbing depend on the equipment and skills of your character. Snowy, same thing. Ice, same thing. Okay, good to know. So snow, stone, and ice. There are various types of events that can occur on the mountain. If you step on a field with such a marker, an event gets triggered. Okay? Red line is our health bar. Yellow is our energy. Pink is our sanity. Light green, I guess, is our oxygen. And orange is our body temperature. XP in the circle. You can see she's almost leveled up. When a stat other than health reaches 0, your status is critical. You can see in the path preview when you will hit the critical status. If you continue to climb in this position, you will face dangerous critical events. Careful! If your health reaches 0, it's over. Once your experience reaches a certain threshold, you can level up your character. You can choose between multiple skills with each level up. The skills window provides a comprehensive list of your chosen skills. Here's our symbols. Normal weather. Energy cost of climbing is increased in this weather, I guess. Rain. Ice. And wind. Okay? Events challenge you to make difficult choices with various outcomes. Careful, when time passes in an event, you might gain or lose stats like body temperature based on conditions on the mountain. Sleeping is a good way to restore energy. When you are not moving, you can sleep at any time by clicking the sleep button. But sleeping without a tent can severely lower your body temperature, especially in cold weather. Sometimes you can find a place to sleep in a cave, so look out for cave events. Alright. We're good. So can we zoom out? Or can we move? Okay, so we're trying to see where we're going here. I mean, I think we're going way up there. You can see it. Way up there. That's ridiculous. Look at that. That's awesome. Okay. So our first couple steps seem fairly obvious. Now this is not a route, so we can't use this area. So we're going to have to head this way. There is an event available over here. There's one over here. So if we were to go here, what does that cost us? Does it show? 3.6 energy. So if I remove that and just pick something really close like here, 100 energy. Here. Okay, so it's letting us see. Here's what you'll lose by going there. Alright, but I'll do the 3.6? Okay, and we're going to lose 2.9 sanity because of the eerie surroundings. Alright, I'm going to say let's go. We'll watch Nima make her progression here. Camera stays with her, so I don't have to move it, which is nice. And yeah, so my climbing fascination journey starts with that book, but No Shortcuts to the Top by Ed Viester. So I highly recommend it. He was the first American to climb all 14 8,000 meter peaks, all of which are in the Himalayas. And I believe he did it all without oxygen, or without supplemental oxygen. As you reach a plateau, you spot an indigenous man. Well, I only see a goat, but sure. He is relaxing and enjoying his meal while his goats frolic around him. When he notices you, he beckons you over. Okay, my only option is for Nima to approach the goat herd. The goat herd smiles at you and shares his provisions. You thank him for his generosity. Extra XP, she's leveled up, I believe. And hot tea. Nice. Okay, so we'll put this in our inventory. I think. There we go. Confirm, and let's level. We'll confirm that, and we'll level up. Okay, choose your specialization. Flat terrain expert, steep climber, or night climber. So, you know, I can approach this from a game perspective, or I can approach this from a role-playing perspective. I would say from a role-playing perspective, Nima's more likely to be here in the steep climbing. She does a lot of almost sheer wall climbing. So I'm going to take this. And that gained her the Master Climber, which appears to be... Oh, it's not a passive. I thought this might be a passive, but I think we have to activate this. It lasts for 3 hours. We're not going to worry about it right now. Now we're going to look around and see, okay, so we do need to be headed this way. We went a bit out of our way to grab that. So what happens if we go about here? What is the cost there? So the energy level is getting... Now you can sprint. Removes the time cost. But I don't really think we care about time right now. Now we do have time over here. So what are we looking at here? Time. So daytime. So it's 9:30. And I think it's saying that this move will take 2 hours and 15 minutes. Is that true? Let's remove all that. So yes, 1 hour and 15 minutes to go this far. 2 hours and 15 minutes to go here. Okay, and that would make it 11:30. Yeah, but I'll take that because I want this event. This looks like it might be a cave. Okay, so right now the weather is clear. But tomorrow we're going to have a storm. We're at 4,192 meters. Death zone is 6,000. All right, Nima, let's proceed. One of the things that I really find compelling about mountain climbing is that it is both serene and intense at the same time. You know, you're surrounded by incredible beauty, and yet that beauty can kill you in a second. Sometimes, you know, one of the things I learned about climbing is that there's objective hazards and subjective hazards, and those objective hazards can just, a rock can just fall off the mountain and kill you, and that's it. Alright, what do we got? You enter a cave, it's dry and sheltered from the wind. Now, I mean, do we want to sleep right here in the middle of the day? It's noon. If I pick this, it doesn't tell me how long I'd be there. I mean, I don't want to waste climbing time. So I'm gonna say no. Okay. So if we look at our route here, now what's this? This is something. But I don't want to be hitting every one of these things. What's it going to take to get to here? It's a good long way. That's going to take us to 1 hour and 30 minutes. I think it's a decent move though. Let's make this move. Let's make it official. That's our final answer. Just finished rewatching Everest. I think it's Everest Beyond the Limit. It's a series on the Discovery Channel. It's kind of goofy in some ways, but it's certainly compelling, and they do an excellent job of highlighting how important the Sherpas are. And Nima is a Sherpa, and when I started writing Under Everest, I immediately wanted one of the main characters to be Sherpa. Nima ended up being the main character. That wasn't the original plan, but she kind of took over. So I've gone somewhere here that's kind of dumb, because there's nowhere to go from here. I'm going to have to descend in order to go farther. Now I am keeping an eye on the time. It's 13:30. I appreciate the military time. So, I mean, we could hit over here, and that's going to be another 2.5 hours. If we go here, though, instead, we'll get this event, same amount of time, but we'll have to do this climbing back up. Like if we then add that, I think that'll work. It's an extra 30 minutes. I'm going to see if you can go to an event and then continue. Now, I have watched 2 reviews for this game. One was very praised it quite a bit. The other one was less complimentary. And the one that was less complimentary really was frustrated by this slowness of the climbing sequences. I'm only a few minutes in, but it doesn't bother me so far because I think I want this to be restful and stressful at the same time. Kind of like Stranded Deep. If you've watched my Stranded Deep series, that has very serene and peaceful moments, and then very stressful moments as well. You peer into a dark cave in the rock face. You are met with an overpowering stench of death and decay. In the back of the cave, you can just make out the bulky shape of something enormous, probably an animal carcass. As you turn to leave, you hear a faint whimper. You venture into the mouth of the cave, where you discover a bear cub looking up at you with terrified eyes. I mean, is Nima really going to walk away from a bear cub? You know the mama bear is coming back. And actually, I don't know, I kind of feel like Nima is smart enough to know that. I think Drew is actually the one who would have a harder time walking away. I'm going to try to play Nima here correctly. And this bear, this baby cub, I'm sure is just waiting for its mother to come home. And it will. And this way it's not going to eat Nima. Okay, so that did not then continue on the rest of our path, but it did leave it selected. This is what? Stops player movement at the next text tile. Okay. So, our goal seems incredibly far away. It seems almost unreachable. The time now is 16:30. I do not want to climb more than 6 o'clock. So if I do this move, that's going to put us 1 hour and 30. This is nice flat terrain. I think that's a good spot to camp. I don't know if camping is the right move here. That's how you learn. What do we have here? What does this tell us? Environment is a 4. Temporary effects that are caused by time and location on the mountain. Equipment. Effects from equipped items. Click to see the individual effects. Climbing gloves. Okay, great. Alright, so we got a little bit more. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting into this more sheltered location. I kind of doubt it matters. But, I would want to do it. I would want to be in shelter if I was camping. So, what happens if we go up 1? 1 second. Okay, so then it tells us it's going to be nighttime when she gets here. Let's go up just this 1 so we can see that transition into night. As Nima skillfully scales that face. Alright, now it is nighttime. Okay. We actually, look at that. So you got the northern lights. You can see the summit way up there. Alright, Nima, let's figure out how to use this tint. Open the inventory. Tint. Left click move, right click use. Right click. Do you want to use your tint? Yes. Sleep briefly or sleep long. Briefly is 6 hours. We don't want to get up. Sleep long is 10 hours. So still getting up in the middle of the night. I don't want to get up in the middle of the night. Day begins with sunrise at 7 o'clock. Alright, so I don't know. Maybe... Okay, so right now her body temperature is going to go down when she moves. But now I'm feeling like I want to go a little farther. We've got some hot tea that we could have as well if we get too cold. Let's try to go a little farther here. What's this going to do? Let's go for there, Nima. Proceed, please. Thank you. Now, I brought myself some water, and I think I put it out of my reach. Yup. I can see it on the table over there. All right. Okay, well this is interesting, this area. So like she could actually get up here, but we've got a warning now, which doesn't actually tell me what the warning is. So I don't know if I try to go anywhere there's a warning. Nope. If I try to go here, no warning. Okay, probably because this is stone. What about here? What's that going to take us to? Let's try that. If I'm looking at this treasure chest here correctly, I'm assuming this might be some kind of loot. And, I mean, at some point we are going to have to do more than climb on the easy stone. You climb up onto a crooked, rickety deer stand built by hunters to survey the terrain and shelter from the elements. Pile of soft furs on the floor looks awfully inviting. You consider taking a rest. Gutted deer hangs from the ceiling. The meat is fresh and juicy. Your mouth starts to water. Required. Oh, leave a gift. So we could leave our hot tea. I stop to rest. I eat some of the meat. I mean, she did need to rest. I'm going to take advantage of some good fortune here. Your limbs start to feel heavy as you struggle to keep your eyes open. Why fight your exhaustion? You feel safe and secure here. Before long, you're embraced by velvety darkness. You don't know how long you were asleep, but you now feel invigorated and bolder than ever before. Status. So body temperature went down because I slept not in a tent, but her energy level went up, and she gained some XP. 6.8 hours. Okay. Which means now we could use the tent and probably rest until morning. But, and maybe we need to for the body temperature warmth. This is going to warn me. So this is climbing on this terrain comes with a risk. So our first difficult choice, do I just take some of this? I think I'm going to. Yes. I don't want to waste this energy that we have. We're going to try our first stone climbing. Okay. Let's go up here. So far, so good. Let's go for 2. We'll have her stop at midnight. Now, from what I understand, I believe your stats... I'm not sure if your stats get better between mountains or not. If you beat this mountain, you then go on to the next mountain. I think I'm going to try to see if there's a cave here. And maybe I can luck out and sleep in the cave and not use the tent. You enter a cave. It's dry and sheltered from the wind. However, you notice a strong smell. Not a long smell. Oh, I mean, she's not dumb enough to not investigate. You follow the smell, but are unable to find anything but some tufts of fur and bones. Okay, return to the entrance. Lay down and sleep. Cave, no tent needed. Sleep long. Sleep long, yes. Yes. Start. Look at this. Oh, shit. Look at this weather. Oh, no. Okay, so we've got some environment effects going on here. The weather is stormy, so everything costs 20% more to do. We're on stable ice. Eerie surroundings. Basic values, okay? We've got our gloves. Alright. Sanity is going down. And we do have something right here. If I could just get the camera to behave. Can we pull back a bit? The UI is like in the way. Let's go grab whatever this is. Good morning, Nima. What do you get? You come across a corrugated metal shipping container covered in rust. Hey, it's from Stranded Deep. Maybe the occupiers used it as a storage facility? Search every nook and cranny. We're going to lose a lot of body heat if we make that choice. That takes 6 hours. Quick look is 2 hours. You find some provisions and hastily tuck them into your pack. More Campbell's soup. And we leveled up. We had already leveled up. I forgot to do it. Okay, so we can choose Alpine style. Hey, that's great. Lower our time cost, or on the edge. I think this is a passive. Yes, I like passives. I like things that are just always on. Always on. She's always good at it. That's right there now. Traits. Alpine style. Okay, so we got a long way to go here. Can we get over here? Ooh, let's not go that way then. It's going to be nighttime by the time we get there? Are you serious? Okay, hang on. Hang on here, people. I can barely see. Poor Nima. Let's just go here. Okay, what time is it going to be? 18:22. How late did I sleep? I guess I screwed that up somehow. Okay, let's at least get to this. Alright, let's check out the view. Very good, looks like maybe Oregon. That's where Drew's from. Alright, can we get across this little plateau here? Are we still... I can't even see the summit now. It's completely obscured. There it is, way up there. Can we get across this plateau? I think so. I'm very happy with this. Nightfall. But her energy level is great. Like, really the only problem she's got right now is temperature. And sanity, I guess. Yeah, sanity's the big problem. Okay, now, that's quite a gap. How long? That's going to take some serious energy. Is this the right route? Is this the right way to go? We can barely see to make that determination. Maybe it's time to activate one of her abilities to reduce the cost to get on these. And I mean, there's a place over there, but I can barely tell where we're going. Like, are we going the right way? I don't know. Where's that summit? There it is. Way up there. It feels like we are no closer. Alright, Nima. This might be a dead end. Kinda looks that way, doesn't it? Boy. What do we got over here? Nothing. What's this? This might even be where we were. What's tomorrow's weather? Tomorrow's weather is cold, but not storming. I mean, Nima's doing great. The decision problems are... She's suffering from my decisions. And I don't know, there's like shinies. Do I go get the shiny? It's hard. It's hard to resist the shiny. I mean, I can't see where I'm going anywhere. Might help. I am going to ignore the shiny. I'm going to do shinies that are on our way. So, a definite downside to climbing at night, as I can see now, is you can just wander around. Like, I believe that was another complete waste of time. I'm going to go grab this event. Oh, shit. That seems bad. While moving through rough, stony terrain, you step on a treacherous piece of rock, twisting your ankle. Temporary side effects for 24 hours. Double cost. The branches of a nearby bush are completely covered in spider webs. You take a closer look and notice several spiders vanishing into a hole in the ground. You bend over to inspect the hole. It looks like there's something hidden in there. Okay, so this is where I decide what would I do versus what would Nima do. I would move on. Nima would look in the hole. There's absolutely no question. That costs a little sanity. Spiders skitter over your hands, but they don't hurt you. Your fingertips brush something soft, a cloth bag. You pull it out and discover provisions inside. An extra tent. Holy cow. How awesome is that? Confirm. Okay, we're tenting it up now because we need daylight. And I want to burn off some of this ankle injury anyway. So let's go into the inventory and let's use the tent. Sleep long. 10 hours time. It's going to get us up after midnight. It's not great. But it's the longest it'll let me be in there. Okay, so maybe I'm misinterpreting these daytimes because this is clearly daytime. 10:25. Okay, so I need to learn how to tell time, I guess. So this is a complete dead end that we went into. We wandered into a cul-de-sac. How long is this going to take to get here? Not long. Let's do it. I'm wondering if there's a way to restore your sanity. Because that is a dwindling resource for Nima. A character who should have a very high level of sanity resistance. Steps have been hewn into the stone, leading you to a pedestal of sorts. Some type of religious site or shrine, maybe? You're not a particularly spiritual person, but somehow this place feels holy. It might just be your imagination, but you pray to the shrine for... Okay, health or energy? Well, we don't need any health, so we'll go with energy. Alright, neat. Okay, so let's take a look at our options here. I think we want to head over this way. So, like, what's it going to take to get there? It's 3 hours. Alright, Nima, let's give it a sprint. There we go. Let's get there quickly. And boy, we're almost 40 minutes in already. I guess the first probably 5 minutes of this time were me fiddling with the audio, which is something that I will edit out on the YouTube. So I think it's probably only been 35 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes. And there will be more Everest books. I can't see me. I have the City of Sand storyline has more that I want to tell with it. There's more things I want to do with Nima. So, I'm not sure that I'm gonna have a new. I'm actually fairly certain I will not have a new Fractured Everest complete book this year. But I do have some stories that I'm hoping to get out this year. The new job has kind of changed my timetable on things a little bit. But I'm still committed to this fascinating, hilarious woman here. She deserves to have her full story told, and I definitely want to tell it. Okay, so this looks like a good direction that we're going here. Let's continue on. Now, I believe the mountains are procedurally generated, and so if you attempt this particular mountain a second time, it will not be the same. I would love to get to this cave. Seems like with our 2 abilities on, that's going to be okay. We're somewhat countering the effect of the sprained ankle. It's interesting that there's some stranded deep elements that I've seen in this game, and then there's the sanity, which is a darkest dungeon element. So it's like the other 2 games are here. Oh, did I miss this? Yep. Go over here, Nima. You enter a cave that's dry and sheltered from the wind. At the rear of the cave, you notice a faint shimmer of light. You gotta check that out. You follow the light. As you approach, you realize it is coming from hundreds of fireflies. Fascinating. I love fireflies. She got some sanity back. So, lie down and sleep. Could we do a short rest? Sleep briefly. Still gonna be nighttime. But I'm gonna do it. Alright, it's nightfall. We're up to 5,000 meters. Approaching the death zone. 6,000 meters. Do we go for this? I don't know what this is. But it won't take long to grab it. Are we any closer? Yeah, we're closer. Oi. A golden eagle suddenly lands in front of you, its wings carrying it majestically to the ground. Fascinated, you watch it, and it watches you too, unafraid. You can't explain it, but the encounter feels magical. Fully wrapped up in this moment, you regain warmth. You could regain a lot of warmth, or some sanity, but I'd rather get the sanity. That seems to be no other way to get that resource back. Now, we definitely need to be headed over this way. Can we get here? Gosh, her warmth is going to just be in really bad shape. But I'm going to go for this. And then probably tent there for warmth, not for energy. And so these little markers, I mean, they're out of the way. So they're gambles, you know, they're strategic risks. So there's some RNG in this, basically some random events, and that also plays into Darkest Dungeon and XCOM and other games where there's always a little random element to it. All right. I'd say she's too cold to continue. So at just after midnight, we're going to pop open. Don't need the food. We're going to pop open the tent. Use it. She's still going to lose body heat through this. She'll lose less by sleeping longer. But yeah, the body heat now is a serious problem. Okay. So let's see how she's doing here. Right now, current weather, it's just daytime, and there's a storm tomorrow, but today it's clear. So I believe she will regain heat. Yes, not a lot, unfortunately. But we need to boogie. We need to use this time. Absolutely. So let's get Master Climber on again. Let's boogie. 5,100 meters now. This game just came out today. I believe if you purchase it today, you can get it on maybe a 10-20% off. I think it was $17.99 US. So, you know, I mean, it's not a AAA game. It's not a $60 game. And probably a very small development team. Very unique and unusual premise. So I'm into it. I think how much you'd be into it depends on how much you're compelled by the actual source material, if you will. All right, so this might be a dead end. If I click here, that is conceivably reachable. All right, because I'm looking at this over here. But yeah, okay, we don't want to do that. All right, so what time is it? It's noon. Her energy level's decent. Her, body warmth isn't going to get better. Let's send her up this ice. Hopefully she can navigate this ice. It has a much higher risk, I believe. But, this is what Nima does. I made the specific point. Oh, poops. The snow beneath your feet gives way. You fall, but not far. You land at the bottom of a snowy, flat crevasse. Oh, gosh, look at this. Her body temperature is almost nothing. And yet, I don't know how to make it better. So we must continue. Now, leaving is not an option, unlike in real life climbing, where you could just, okay, well then I'm done. In real life climbing, that's a big part of the decision process. Is when do you realize that you've pushed yourself too far? I would say I kind of wish that option was present here, so that you could have a bit more of a risk reward. Here, it's just keep going because you can't turn back. Okay, well, there's no reason not to keep going. Because it's only going to get colder for her tomorrow. We're at 5,600 meters now. Very close to the death zone. The death zone is the point where the oxygen level is so low that your body no longer metabolizes food. It literally, the body starts to die. And there's really no way to prevent it. It starts eating itself from within. Alright, definitely going to go to this. Maybe we'll find something helpful here. And we'll take a look at our available route. You come across the remnants of a wall. A weathered stone wolf's head stares at you with lifeless eyes. You can stay, lose energy, and I guess something happens. Or you can continue your journey. If you stay, we lose a ton of energy by staying. So, no. Not doing that. Can we get to here? And does this This does actually lead somewhere that I think we want to go. The likeliest outcome right now is that Nima will not succeed because she will freeze to death. That fate did nearly befall her in the books. The air is getting thin and your breath is heavy. You have entered the death zone. You pause for a moment to prepare for the difficult path towards the summit. I will ascend as quickly as possible. Decreased energy costs. I will take it slow. Decreased oxygen loss, which is down here. We haven't paid attention to that yet. Before I ascend, I will mend my wounds. I'll take that sanity increase. Okay. Now we are in the death zone. Does she have her oxygen mask on? No. There's an active fire pit, which seems really unlikely at this altitude. But not a soul around. The flames seem to be fighting the icy wind for survival. Yeah, hell yeah, they are. Watching the fire dance in the face of the cold is almost meditative. You could watch it for a while and regain sanity or energy. I'm actually going to go energy here. Okay, let's take a look at Nima here. She looks cold. She really should pull these down. She might have oxygen on underneath that. I don't think so, though. Okay, so can she get here? Okay, yes. Let's continue. I'm just so worried about the next day and the weather that's coming. So far, so good. Let's pop up just one here. Do you see that up there? That is the summit. We do have some nice flat walking here. Oh, you can hear a couple of loose stones rolling down the mountain. One of them hits you on the torso. We lost a little health. And that's one of those objective hazards. There's nothing you can do to avoid that. It's just something that's going to happen, like an avalanche. Then there are the subjective hazards, the hazards that you create for yourself. Oh, look at it. We are close. But what is the best route? It'll be nighttime if we do this one, which means the cold is going to show up. This is... I don't know what this kind of event means. Let's head here. I'm probably going to have to drop a save in and continue this in our next part. We'll see what happens at this event. It's nighttime. You reach a rocky hollow, half covered with glacial ice. As you carefully climb over the sheet of ice into the hollow, you come face to face with a pair of eyes staring at you. You breathe in sharply. The eyes are those of a woman who is almost completely frozen in the ice. Only her face and the top of her torso are exposed. Nima would understand that, people die on the mountain and you don't want to get killed yourself trying to do something. Oh, this cave, the temptation of this cave option here. Can she get here? Yes. She's going to lose heat. But she's going to lose heat anyway. If we could get into a warm cave, maybe she can survive. You enter a cave that's dry and sheltered from the wind. However, you notice a strong smell. Now, we followed the smell last time. Follow the smell, unable to find anything, tussle of fur and bones. Okay. Got some XP. We're going to sleep. Body temperature goes up by 10. So let's start. Okay. So she's got a little bit of body temperature back. Now, Night Owl. Gain more experience during events in the night. Or reduce sanity loss in events. Or whenever you use a consumable item, you also gain some sanity. Interesting. I think I'm going to go here. Comfort of home. I like it. Okay, I mean, I know I said I was going to stop, but, I'm just very intrigued. Let's progress a little farther here. What time is it? It's almost daytime again. But, I think we have bad weather coming. In front of you see the outline of monoliths, arranged in a circular pattern. Some of them have collapsed and broken into thousands of pieces. An ancient ritual site? We don't have time for ancient ritual sites there, people. We'll grab this, though. 6,400 meters now. 6,500 meters. An old woman sits in front of a crooked hut. How? She wears a friendly, toothless smile and motions you to sit with her and recharge your strength. Let's see. We could get the warmth. Oh, look at this warmth boost. Crazy impossible old lady. Thank you. Oh, boy. Let's continue. We could turn the sprint on. Plus 2 body temperature. Yeah, let's do that too. Okay, Nima. Come on, you can do this. Oh, here comes the frickin' storm. I was kind of hoping that meant tomorrow. Not in 1 hour. Music is changing. While climbing next to a flat crevasse, you lose your footing and start sliding down. After a few feet, you manage to catch yourself. I'll lose the energy. And let's take a moment to regain our energy. There we go with our canned food. Okay. We're close to the summit approach here. But what is the right route to the top? As Ed Viesters reminded me, there are no shortcuts to the summit. Can we get to here? Yes. Please proceed. Very carefully. I think in 2 hours we can reactivate this Master Climber. That could very much help. At this point, I know it's an extra long episode, guys, but at this point I'm going to push through, see if we can get to the summit. I'd like her. What's tomorrow's? Tomorrow's weather is the same as this. 6,800 meters now. Do you see that? Okay, what's this going to take? Oh boy. One hour left. I might have her stop when this is available. No, might as well let her finish. Look at this ascent here. Nail biting. Okay. It's almost in the frame. Okay, we're going to activate Master Climber. Now, I was not paying attention to her energy, and it is incredibly low. We're going to eat the last can of food. Can we get to here? Yes. Well, we'll find out. Is that where we wanted to go? We don't know. Tense. Tense, tense, tense. We will not be reactivating sprint in this game. Or on this mountain. The summit is in sight. I think we can achieve this. But what happens here? You enter an expansive cave. Countless stalactites hang from the ceiling, some which are longer than your arm. Water droplets trickle gently from the tips of the stalactites onto the rocks and into the pools below. The soothing tinkling sound they make as they land leaves you feeling calm and relaxed. Rock formations must be many thousands of years old, dating back to before the first traces of people on this island. It makes you happy to think that anything could endure for so long. You too are here to achieve something that will outlast you. Something people will talk about for years to come. Ooh, look at that. Sanity restored. Alright. We are almost there. This would be a bad time for a mishap. Alright. One more. Now, technically this is the summit, but we'll let that go. Here we go. Hey! Your heart feels light and full of joy as you stand on the summit, the hardships of the climb already forgotten. You savor the moment as yours and yours alone. Then you plant your flag. Those who come after you need to know what you've achieved. And you know what? I actually forgot I have to get her down. Just like real life. Yup. Now you gotta get down, dumbass. Let's level up. Increased oxygen gain. Yes, that seems very Sherpa-esque. We will absolutely pick that. So, we can't camp on the summit. We have a couple hours left of daylight. We don't have any more energy gaining equipment. And look where we are. I got summit fever. Let's turn that off, please. So now that Nima's on top of the mountain, I think it's only fair to say that getting her down in the mountain is going to be part 2. So we'll see if I can pull that off. So this has been fantastic. I've had a great time. And I honestly totally fell for the dumbest mountaineering rule in the book. I forgot. You got to get down. It's easy to get wrapped up in the moment. If there it is, there's our goal. There's our goal. But that isn't the goal. That's halfway. So we'll get Nima down one way or another. Thanks very much for watching. This has been a blast. Stay safe. Take care of each other. And Nima and I will see you next time.